headset here actually. I have three main headsets that I use for the show. I use the TTE Sports Chronos Ring 7.1 RGB headset. I actually have two of those. Just because one thing you'll learn as a streamer here that you tend to have things break really easily, and sometimes you're not always able to get things right away. So it's always good to have a backup. So I have two of the Chronos Ring 7.1 headset that's made by TTE Sports. My keyboard is the Poseidon Z, and of course, like, I totally forgot to introduce myself here, but I am Quita, aka Malaysian Quita, and I just wanted to welcome you guys to another test for SINTVNOW, where of course I bring you the multicultural perspective in regards to gaming culture and to have better relations for AMBW. Now, I know you're probably wondering, like, what the heck does that mean? I know I'm always changing this show, but hey, when you change, it gets better, right? So for me, AMBW is, well, for those of you who are not familiar with acronyms, because I talk to you, see, I try to be respectful and talk to you guys in a way that's not like talking down to you or treating you like you're dumb or something. So, because I have like one of the most intellectual, well-spoken like audience, period. But I digress. So, I wanted to, okay, well, let's explain what AMBW is. So, AMBW stands for Asian Man, Black Woman. Now, I have read numerous articles about how, like, the most undesirable men and women in, like, America right now are Asian men and black women. Like, black women, like, I'm telling you, we're suffering out here. I'm gonna play around with the sound setting here to see, to make sure that my volume is not like too loud and too out of control here. Okay, so let's go here, and then I think I'm gonna bring this down to about 28. The voice volume I'll have a little bit higher just because I want to hear the characters. But yeah, we'll see how this goes here. It's a lot of trial and error when you're playing these games, and you want to make sure that you have the proper setting. But hey, let's get out of this. And but yeah, like I was saying before, AMBW, Asian Men, Black Women. It seems like nobody really wants us here in America or something weird like that. But hey, I think that Asian men are just fabulous, and they're not a preference for me, it's a desire for me. I love Asian men. I always joke about, I know I joke a lot on this show about how I always say Asian people are my people, but they really are. And the reason why is, and I just have to be honest, is I am considered an outsider when it comes to my community. This is not me, you know, I don't hate my people, absolutely not, but I always have a tough time with my people when it comes to acceptance. And I've spent a huge portion of my life, like, trying to get this, like, cultural acceptance, trying to be the right type of, you know, African or African American person. So it does get a little bit frustrating and irritating sometimes. So what I told myself is, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna put myself through that. I have to be me, and I have to like who I am. If I don't like who I am, then I'm putting myself in a position to cut myself short and to put myself down. So I've had to spend a lot of time changing my perspective on how I see a lot of things. So, okay, let's try this dungeon out and see, because this will tell me if my sound settings are good or not. So, but let me tell you, the bass is so much better in this Chronos Ring headset than my other headset, the Nubwo, but the Nubwo's mic is amazing. So I am going to try out some more of their headsets in the future. Alright, so we got a tag using the R1. Alright, like that. And then this switches through skills and then it allows me to do said skill. Let's pick up stuff, change my camera angle here. Hey, level up! Always a good thing. Alright, let's keep going here. Wow, it's not as like laggy as it was before. Usually when a lot of people are on here. Okay, and then L3 is to guard there, so let's get all this amazing stuff. Alright. Let's keep going here. And I'm probably gonna have to get another PS4 controller because I think this controller is starting to go. I've just had such like bad luck, I swear, with these controllers. It's like terrible. So you can hear me and everything is good. Definitely let me know. I'm just kind of messing around today doing a test, and I like to do these with you so that you guys can let me know my sound quality and making sure it's not too loud. Alright, let's keep going. And you know the other thing too I have to say, I am really not liking the PlayStation 4 camera as much as I thought. Just because you really can't adjust it. It kind of sucks, you know? Okay, where the heck am I going? See, my sense of direction in these games is absolutely appalling. Alright, let's open up this box. Of course, now you show me how to pick up stuff. But I will be honest, I do prefer the controls for the PS4 version. It's very, very easy to use. So very easy. But yeah, I am a huge supporter of AMBW and a huge supporter of it. And I feel it's a beautiful thing, and there needs to be more respect given to it, you know? I just think it's crazy that we live in, well, particularly we live in an American society where some people are so closed-minded and so particular about what other people love and what other people do with their lives. Like, it's crazy and it's sad at the same time. So I took it upon myself. I was like, you know what? I am going to be talking about AMBW and really encouraging it. So to the Asian guys out there, you know, if you like a woman that is outside of your cultural group, even beyond, you know, African women or black women, give them a chance. Like, you never know, you know, what may happen. And, you know, I was the same way. Like, I thought there was this, like, expectation, and it had nothing to do with my parents or anything like that. But, you know, because I was, you know, African American, whatever term you want to use, because of those, like, expectations, I felt like I had to kind of, like, conform and be only like men of my own, like, cultural group. And I think many women of color can relate to that. But overall, for me, I just told myself one day, I was like, you know what? Oh, man, this thing is whooping my butt. Woo! Yeah, I gotta work on defense, like, serious. Come on, Lady Suzuka, you gotta have my back, girl. Come on. And I like the music, too. Yeah, I was just telling myself, I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna limit who I like. I don't have preferences as much as I joke around, but hey, I like white guys, I like Asian guys, but I mainly like Asian guys more. And the main reason too is like there are a lot of Asian guys out there that just, you know, they like big women, and I appreciate you guys for liking us, because there's just been so many moments in my life where I felt like I'm like, will anybody like love me and just like treat me the way that I should, you know, be treated in the way that I deserve, you know? It's like very frustrating, man. Alright, let's see what's going on here. But yeah, I always wondered that, and then I told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm like, it'll happen. It just, good love takes time. Like, I'm so impatient with God sometimes, but it's like I know that good love does take time, and it will happen when it is aligned to happen. But trust me, sometimes I do get a little salty, and I do feel some kind of way when I see a woman that is with like an absolutely fabulous, gorgeous guy inside and out, and the lady is like treating him like crap. And then a part of me wants to be a little bit of a homewrecker sometimes. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry for you, man. You should like break up with her, come with me, and I will treat you like royalty. Because I think every man, deserves to be treated that way, to be treated like, royalty. And that has to be reciprocated as well. I do not just believe in one-sided love. I'm that type of person that if you give me that unconditional love and reciprocate that, I am all yours for the taking. I put my tea all over this tea, okay? No, I'm ridiculous, but alright, let's talk to Kyo's. He's like, Kiji Hogan. You look at his smile. Oh gosh, he's so fabulous. I want his hair. Maybe I'll color my hair like that. I think that would be cool. Of course, that laugh is like infectious. I love it. And I like that the game does have voiceovers as well, which is kind of awesome. Alright, so we got that, and we got a level up. It's so great, I love it. Okay, so you got an urgent request for me. What is that request? Alright, so we gotta go from Onigashima to Kigahara. Or Kigahara. I need to work on my Japanese. I was thinking also to learn Korean as well, and then I could just snag that like fine Korean man. But I just love all Asian men in general. I am not picky when it comes to Asian men. Like, hey, shout out to my Asian men in Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, China, Japan, Korea, India. Like, I love you guys all, so I do not discriminate when it comes to the Asian men, alright? And also shout out to my Asian sisters as well, so appreciate you guys. And also Malaysian people, what's up? And it's so funny because sometimes when I say my name, or my stage name, if you want to call it that, people are like, but you're not Malaysian though. And I'm like, I always have to constantly explain my name, which is fine, I don't mind, but sometimes it does make me laugh a little bit. Okay, so I'll tell you guys how I got my the stage name that I use, but besides my regular name, which is Kuya. So one day I was hanging out with some good friends of mine. I hang out with my Asian crew. We're cool like that. And this was towards my senior year in college. So like one day, I was just talking, and then the conversation of like Malaysians came up, and then my friend's like, "Oh my gosh, someday you're gonna have like 5 Malaysian babies," and I'm like, "Really?" So then I was just like, you know what? I always have felt that I just related to Asian culture more than certain aspects of my own culture. I was so used to my own people putting me down. I'm not saying that like all of them were putting me down, but there was still a good majority that was putting me down. So because of that, I just was like, you know what, like I'm gonna embrace who I am, and I that's how my stage name came about, because I've always felt like I related to Asian culture, and I am black, so Malaysian is the term for someone who is half black, half Asian, and that's how I've always felt. So that's why I decided to take my real name, which is Quita, and Malaysian, and put it together, Malaysian Quita. So that's how it came to be, guys. I never really told that story, actually. And today, guys, I got a good video for you today. Good episode today on the show. We're going to be talking all about AMBW, and the thing I find interesting is there's not a lot of books on AMBW relationships out there. I can find a lot of books that, what the heck? This person is like they're standing so close. Okay, it's so bizarre. But this is an MMO, so it is expected that people are gonna do strange things in a game. That is expected. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of test this out. I'm gonna listen to it and see how my sound was, and then I'll make adjustments and stuff. I am so excited, guys. Low, man. Okay, so I ended up getting The Witcher 3 today, so we're gonna be playing that, or as Big Frida would say, you already know. So I am so excited about that. I also got Impulse Buy. I know I shouldn't have, but dang it, because I love you guys so much, I love playing these games for you, and I like playing them myself. We're gonna have 2 episodes today. So first episode I'm gonna be doing today is an AMBW book review, and this book was so juicy, guys. I read it in one night. I stayed up last night until like 4 a.m. in the freaking morning, man. I'm crazy. And it was so juicy though. And the guy, like, just from the description, he was like an older man, and he had abs, and he was successful. He had his own business, and he's taking care of the Coco realness here. Oh, it was so sexy. I was just drooling the whole time. Wow, I just pulled all my business out. I don't even care anymore, man. Like, if people are gonna judge me, please judge me all day. I am, as they say in the 10 Commandments, I am who I am. And that's what I am. I am a pretty petite Asian woman in an MMO. But in real life, I am a juicy African woman. Hashtag plus size African women. Yeah. Okay, now. I'm a mess. Okay, with that, I'm going to end this episode short here. Well, it's a test, not really an episode. But let me know how the sound quality is. And also, let me know what you think about some of the stuff we're talking about in today's test. And like I always say, remember to stay classy and don't be trashy.